morning. I am having a blessed morning. I'm back with a I'm back with some good content. I really want your guys to like and share this video and get this video out because this is really important. This this was in the Bronx. Um, this was during I think the 4th of July. This young girl, I guess she was outside with her friends and family. I mean, just her friends. I don't know if she was with her family, but she was outside. She was having fun. I guess she was doing, um, just having. I guess she was just having fun. She's 18 years old. She's young. Just like a lot of 18-year-olds, they don't really know what's going on. They say that they do, but they really don't. Their minds is very young, and um, their minds are blocked to certain things, certain activities. Because they haven't experienced nothing yet. Not to say that they don't, that they ignorant and stupid and dumb. No, because they not. You have a lot of teenagers out here, a lot of youth, a lot of our futures are very smart. They come in this world smart. So we definitely not going to say that. She got locked up with the police. She's 18 years old. She entered the prison. I mean, she entered the precinct, and a couple of hours later, they said that um, she was found unresponsive in the cell, dead. When her family went over there to go check, they said that she hung herself. It was sweater. It was burning up during the 4th of July. It was hot. It was hot that day. It was burning up. Why would you want to wear a sweater? But a lot of these, the youth nowadays, they wear sweaters. Not saying that she did. Not saying that. But we all know that a lot of youth, they wear sweaters, they wear hoodies, and they wear these masks. This generation is, I could tell you, man, it's hardcore. But the reality, the fact is that something is not right here. Something is fishy. Why would a young 18-year-old want to take their life? Why? Under what circumstances? She doesn't have no mental health issues. She no psychiatric ward issues. Nothing to deal with her mentally. So why would she take her life? Why would she take a sweater, right, and hang herself in a cell? This is what the police told the family. And to me, this is lies. You know what? And this happens all around the world. Stuff like this, law enforcement is allowed to, hurt people and do people dirty, man, in these cells. And they'll wind up basically dead and gone and say that you hung yourself. And this is happen all around the world in a lot of these institutions and a lot of these prisons and jails that they say that you hung yourself. And when they do their investigation, they found out that people went in there, choked people out and killed people. This is an actually true fact. Not saying that this happened. I don't know. Well, they said that she had some type of medical failure. Now, you put somebody in the cells burning up. There's no ventilation there. There's no water. There's nothing there. You understand where I'm coming from? There's nothing there. So you die from suffocation or being claustrophobic or just putting them handcuffs on you. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. These children, man, we got our work cut out for us, man. We got to protect our children. This is why it's really important to protect our children and constantly just keep staying on our children, educating them. But we can't help but the neighborhood that we live in. We can't help but the community that we live in that is plagued with violence and drugs and alcohol and gangs and, and jails and prison and less fortunate education amongst us. We can't help that we live in these environments, that we constantly being faced with challenges, and these children are constantly being faced with challenges in life that They not ready for it. We not even ready for it. So um, this is sad, man. This is sad that this young girl, you know, had to go through this. Her family going through this, man, of possibly being murdered in his cell, saying that she hung herself, committed suicide. To me, I feel that she ain't commit no suicide. To me, I feel that she ain't commit no suicide. It could have been a medical. It could have been a medical issue with her. You know, being locked up, being claustrophobic, no ventilation in these cells, no water, no food, no nothing. Forever, how long she been in these cells, and her body just shut down, her brain shut down. You know, and she claustrophobic. She had a you know, and just too much, and just couldn't take it. That could have happened under they watch, and they said that they was performing CPR on her. But at this point, man, that's on your NYPD. Is on your. It's on your. You should have called the medical office as soon as she started hyperventilating. You should have just called somebody. You're not professionals. You're not professionals to deal with this medical issue. You didn't know what type of medical issues she had, and she's hollering and screaming, saying that she want her parents. She's crying real bad. She never been locked up. She never been in this situation. Who knows? Who knows, man? Hopefully they got these cameras that point to these cells and watching the people that's detained, because you don't know what people do in there, man. That's why these cameras supposed to be pointing in these cells, these holding pens, these holding cells, because people do commit suicide. They commit suicide in there because they be doing these crazy acts of violence, killing people. So they say, you know what? I'd rather kill myself, and they hang themselves in the cell. Now, in certain situations, that happens. That do happens. To keep up with you, it do happens in these cells, these holding pens. People do hang themselves. They do kill themselves. But I don't think that in this incident with this young girl right here, may she sleep easy. It's sad that this happened. That we gotta put, rest easy, and her family's dealing with this. She want her daughter back, and this is sad. This is on you, NYPD, on New York City. You have failed this young lady. You have failed her. You have failed her parents. The proper training and the proper etiquette of being an officer wasn't applied. It wasn't applied. It was taken advantage of. This young girl, she's hollering and screaming, she kicking, and these children, they young, man. They really young. So I want to send my love and my condolences out to her friends and family. This shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have happened. But do it happen? Yes, it happens. It happens. Nobody's not prepared for death and burying their children. No one knows. Nobody knows that. No one. You go to sleep at night. You wake up. You think that your child's going to be home, and come to find out, you get bad news that the child died in the street. They got murdered. They got they passed away in the cell, or they got detained by officers. It's sad. It's sad because, and then during this age, these children want to do whatever they want to do. They don't listen. They feel that they grown. They older than us. They've been in this planet um before us. I'm not saying in this case, but I'm just saying about the conditions. The conditions. I know this doesn't apply to what's going on, but the reality of the fact is that this shouldn't have happened to her, man. And I want to send my love and condolences to her. And the reason why I'm important is because all the parents, I'm a parent, all the parents around the world, please take heed to your child. Take heed to your child, man. Put your child on the life insurance. That's all I gotta say, because the way we losing our children nowadays is like nobody never think about losing their child and putting their child on the life insurance. People do, but on the way we losing our child out here to these streets and to this entity and to the jail systems, you don't know. Put the child on the life insurance, man. That's all I can say, man. It's sad. It's sad that you got to put that inside your head. You putting the child on the life insurance You already thinking that they're gonna die. They're gonna die before you because the way things going out here in society, we don't know. You don't know, man, and it's sad that we got to think this way. But the reality, the fact is that we living in this time where our children are being murdered, right? Are being murdered, are being murdered, are being murdered by this entity, sick, devil, twisted, minded demon. This is the actual true fact, and I want to send my condolences to her. This happened in the Bronx. This happened in New York City. This happened during the 4th of July. You know that she was taken to custody. She was took. I think the 41 precinct over there by I think or over there by where's it at? I think it's Longwood over there. Longwood by the 6th train over there. I think that's the 41 precinct. I'm not. Don't quote me. Over in the Bronx, you can look it up, man. She died and she passed away, unresponsive in a cell in the Bronx, man. And this is sad, man. It's sad. This is a parent worst nightmare to wake up or just to know that their child no longer gonna come home, and they really really young. They life has been cut short. So I definitely want to send my condolences out. This one hit hard. This one hit hard and it hit home because, I remember me being in the cell, had no water, had no ventilation, being beaten by cops and stuff like that. This is actually true. True. This is true. Beaten. I went home. They had me in the cell for 2 days. They bust my face open. I had blood all over my shirt, all over my eye. Yeah, they didn't tend to me. They didn't send no medical. So I know exactly what she was going through in there. I know exactly. And it's sad that this barbaric, sick, demonic act is still going on amongst our community and society, and this is swept underneath the rug, and nobody cares. This is another. I'm gonna say this another black or Spanish child. Nobody cares nothing about them. Sweep it underneath the rug. Ain't nobody gonna investigate. They don't belong here anyway in this world. Let's kill all of them. And this is how people feel, man. And this is sad. I'm telling you, this is how people feel, man. About another life. And it's sad that this happens. Not saying that they did this, but the mindset, right, of it still exists that this is allowed to go on, be beaten unmercifully with no justice, thinking that nobody care about you, saying that you hung yourself, they killed you, choked you out, beat you, stomp on you. This is sad. This happens in all over the world. All over the world this happens, man. Where police brutality runs wild and is not being checked because people feel that they're above the law. This is an actual true fact, man. When people get that badge and they get that gun, they out of control with it. They out of control with it. They think about killing, shooting, murdering somebody. It's the mindset, man. It's the mindset. You gotta have a lot of control. It's easy said than done. But I wanted to send my condolences out to her and her family. You just shouldn't have not done. This shouldn't have. This should not. This act should not have been committed to her. Whatever went on, it should have been dealt with properly. That's all I can say. Properly. It looks like this was unprofessional, and this is on the NYPD, and this is on the city. This is on the city, man. That we got another child that's gone. So I definitely would like to send my condolences out to the loved ones and the family. Peace, y'all. Peace, 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 peace.